Have you ever watched a horror movie and found yourself getting scared, even though you knew it wasn't real? Your heart starts racing. You hide behind a pillow. You know the ghost isn't real, yet your body reacts as if it is, right? Now, why does that happen? The answer to that question can also explain how meditation actually works. And I'm not kidding. In this video, I'll explain how meditation works by drawing an analogy with a horror movie. Now, once you understand what meditation is and how it works, you'll realize that you can meditate anywhere and anytime. But before we begin, let me ask you a question. How many of you started meditating but discontinued it after some time? Please comment down below. Now, when I ask people why they stopped meditating, the most common answer is, I am too restless and impatient. And I tell them, that's exactly why you should meditate. In fact, meditation is really simple. And you can do it anywhere once you understand what it is and what it does. So let's start with what meditation is. Now, meditation simply means thinking about thinking. In modern terms, it's called metacognition. Now, most of the time, we don't really think about what we are thinking. Instead, we are driven by our thoughts. So, what does that mean? Now, whenever an anger inducing thought comes into our mind, we tend to get angry, lash out at someone, or even hurt someone, right? On the other hand, whenever we are extremely happy, we tend to overpromise. We make promises we don't really intend to keep. And when the time comes to fulfill them, we back out or make excuses, which can hurt other people's feelings, right? Now, this is what it means to be driven by our thoughts. We become slaves to them. Now, what meditation does is it creates a space between our thoughts and our actions. More accurately, it expands that space. That space is called awareness. Now, whenever a thought arises, instead of reacting immediately, we can enter that space of awareness and consciously choose our response. We can choose whether to act, whether to lash out, or whether to simply let the thought go. Right? Now, in that space, we are no longer identified with our thoughts. We become separate from them. We can actually observe them. So, how does this happen then? Now, it happens through a process called detachment. Now, let's take the example of watching a horror movie. Now, whenever we watch a horror movie, we often get scared because of the ghost, the music, and the atmosphere, right? Now, our brain cannot differentiate, between what is real and what is imaginary. That's why we also get scared during nightmares. Now, our awareness is what eventually tells us this isn't real. Now, when we watch a horror movie, our brain reacts as if the events are actually happening. When a ghost appears, our body enters fight or flight mode, our heart races, we get scared, and we may even hide behind a pillow. Right? Now, when the good character gets hurt, we feel sad. When the villain wins, we get angry. Now, this happens because we become the part of the movie. Right? Now, let's watch that same movie from a different perspective now. This time, we remind ourselves that it's just a movie. It was written by a writer. There's a director behind the camera. The actors are simply playing their roles. The ghost may simply be a special effect or someone wearing a makeup, right? The blood may be a ketchup. Now, instead of getting emotionally involved, we begin noticing the lighting, the color grading, the cinematography, and the performances. Now, when we watch in this manner, we are no longer a part of the movie, we are detached from it. In that detached state, we can even appreciate the actor playing the villain or admire the technical aspects of filmmaking. We can become a critic. We become less scared and sometimes not scared at all because we are looking at that movie from an objective point of view. We are technically analyzing that movie, right? Even after the movie ends, it doesn't continue affecting us. We can calmly review it and even write an article about it. Now, this process is called detachment. Now, think of your thoughts in exactly the same way. Now, thoughts are not reality. They are created by the brain based on our past experiences, our genes, childhood conditioning, traumas, and social influences. The brain keeps producing thoughts from all of those stored experiences. Brain is a director, But just because a thought appears doesn't mean we have to act on it or we have to think it as real. Instead, we can observe it just as we observe the movie. We can notice where it came from, what sensations it creates in the body, and simply allow it to pass. Now, when we begin doing this, our thoughts stop controlling us. We simply let them come and go. Now, eventually, we become like a witness. We watch our thoughts arise and disappear. Now, this is known as the witness state. Now, from this state, we can consciously choose how we want to think. Now, over time, we can retrain our brain and develop healthier patterns of thinking. Now, with years of practice, we become calmer, more peaceful, and happier. Now, what is happiness ultimately? It is the absence of unnecessary anxiety and suffering, right? Now, when we learn to work skillfully with our thoughts, we reduce the grip that anxiety has over us and become more emotionally balanced, right? And that's how meditation works. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please share it with your friends, family, and your network. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel because meditation helps everyone. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.